Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here again, digging into those insights you share to find the really surprising facts, those aha moments that help you feel genuinely well-informed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And today, we're tackling a story from Uttar Pradesh that feels truly unseen. It's got history, a bit of mystery, cultural heritage. Should be fascinating.
It really should. And what I find interesting is how this dive goes beyond just, the standard history books.
Right.
It shows how the documented facts kind of weave together with this incredibly rich local folklore. You get a much more vibrant picture of a place that, frankly, often gets missed.
Totally agree. We're focusing on CHUNAR Fort. It's in the Mirzapur district, Uttar Pradesh, not too far from Varanasi, the ancient city. And this fort, it's not just some ruin. It's packed with centuries of history. Originally set up by Maharaja Vikramaditya, apparently.
And then significantly built up by Sher Shah Suri.
Exactly. Then later you had the Mughals, the British, even Warren Hastings, a British officer, he supposedly holed up there for a bit.
Right, during the colonial period, a refuge. But like you said, beneath all that, official history, there's this older, much more chilling story that sort of whispers around the place.
And that's the core of it, isn't it? This tale really shows how much incredible history lives outside the main narratives, passed down orally, not just in, textbooks.
Precisely. And at the heart of CHUNAR Fort's folklore is this story about a mysterious queen.
Queen Ratnavati, that's the name you hear. The legend paints her as, well, incredibly beautiful. So much so that a mystic sadhu, a holy man, fell completely in love with her.
Obsessed, really?
Yeah, seems like it. But she rejected him, flat out.
Yeah.
And his devotion, it just twisted, became dark.
He didn't just get angry, he cursed her.
And
not just her.
The whole fort, the entire structure.
And apparently the effects weren't gradual. They were immediate, sudden misfortune.
Like what? What did people say happened?
Well, the stories claim the fort just became this place of dread almost overnight. Unexplained deaths started happening.
And random deaths.
Sudden, yeah. And soldiers stationed there, some supposedly vanished. Poof, gone. As if the fort itself swallowed them.
Wow.
And then there were the voices, eerie voices echoing, especially at night when the wind blew through the ramparts. You can imagine the fear, right?
Absolutely. Sounds terrifying, like something out of a spooky story. And the queen herself, Ratnavati, what happened to her?
Well, her end is maybe the darkest part. The last anyone supposedly saw of her, she was walking into the fort's underground chambers, these deep maze-like tunnels.
The place people already feared.
Exactly. And after she went in, she was just never seen again, vanished, left behind only the curse and this chilling legend.
And this isn't just ancient history people tell around a campfire, is it?
No, not at all. What's quite striking is that even today, locals genuinely believe the fort is haunted. There are still reports,
Like what kind of reports?
Like hearing footsteps echoing in empty courtyards at night long after the visitors have gone home. Distinct footsteps.
When no one's there.
Right. And there's this sound. A woman's wail, they say. It's said to come from an old well inside the fort.
The weller.
Where some believe Queen Ratnavati might have met her end. Maybe jumped, maybe fell. Who knows? But the sound is linked to her. It shows how potent these stories still are.
And what about those tunnels she disappeared into?
Well, that adds another layer. The authorities have actually sealed off many of those underground passages.
Sealed them. Why?
Because the local claim, the persistent story, is that anyone who ignored the warnings and ventured too deep into those tunnels simply never came back out. They vanished too.
Okay, that's genuinely creepy. So, with all this history, documented and legendary, why isn't CHUNAR Fort better known? Why isn't it up there with, say, Agra Fort or Fatehpur Sikri?
And that's exactly why we call this unseen. Despite its deep, verifiable history and this incredibly captivating folklore, CHUNAR Fort it doesn't get the limelight. The really powerful stories, the ones about Ratnavati, the curse, the hauntings, they live primarily in oral tradition, passed down through generations.
Whispered by elders, maybe sung in local songs.
Exactly. They exist in the community's memory, but they haven't really been captured in the mainstream tourist guides or many history textbooks. They sit outside that official narrative.
So what you end up with at CHUNAR Fort is this really potent mix, this blend of recorded facts and living, breathing folklore. It really gives you, the listener, a unique shortcut.
Yeah, a shortcut to being properly informed about a corner of Indian heritage that's, well, less explored but incredibly rich. a real hidden gem of cultural insight.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. It leaves you wondering what other vital pieces of history, what other cultural stories are out there, just living in oral traditions, waiting to be found.
And maybe more importantly, what are we missing? What depth, what wisdom, what human experience are we overlooking by not paying closer attention to these unseen narratives?